Hello, everybody. This is Emmanuel, and this is my video recording for week 8. And the assignment for coding this week was to update our website we built last week with CSS. I had to record this after I had done it and edited it and put it up, and I realized that I kept saying CS for some reason. That word just gets stuck in my head, and I said it quite many times. But anyways, so we're here with the CSS video, and we start off with the customization of the banners. So this code is CSS class selector. It selects all HTML elements that have a class attribute with the value of image container right here, and applies defined styles to them. And these are the defined styles for those image containers. So in this case, I wanted it to be flexible so it could display on different types of devices, and I wanted it in the center, and also flexible wrap, so it actually wraps up in whatever the device, it adjusts. So I did that, and then there's the code down here, which is the banner image code, and this code is a class, as it starts with a dot and then the name, and it can be used to apply the same set of styles to multiple HTML elements by adding the class attribute with the class name to banner image to those elements. So we did a few of those because I had two different banners in the 3 pages with different images. So I created a few of those. So here, this one, I had to make it a little different because I wanted actually, this is the image container. This is more for the images. So I did put a lot of images because I did want a certain vision for this website. I invested some time into it. So there is some pages with 3 to 4 images in a row, and I didn't want it going down. I wanted them going horizontally and evenly spaced, and it was quite challenging because some were 3 and some were 4, and I wanted to also wrap up when you open in a page to be displayed properly, not in a row going down or 2 on top and 1 on bottom. So I created this display flex, space evenly, flex wrap, and then a margin 0 to 10 pixels, flex direction, column. Okay. Then there is the headers, styles, code targets, HTML element, specifically the header element on all 3 pages. I wanted it red, a border pinkish, and I wanted that on all the web pages. And then I created the font. I customized the font because I wanted it to have a newsprint paper font, kind of like the old school typewriter. So I used the Career New, and I created that for the font H1 and font H2. Font H1 is used for the headers that will be displayed on the with the red background. So I created a white color font, and the font a little bigger. And then for the H2, I didn't want the font that they give you. I wanted my own font size. So I wanted this one, I gave 20 pixels, and this one's smaller for 24 pixels, and not black. I wanted like a grayish black. So that's for the H2. So that's more like the paragraphs and other sections. I also created the border lines to divide space within the page for people can see some type of division, and not everything all flat, all on one page. So here, this is another image container, and this one was a pretty complex one, which I believe it was for my page 3, which has 4. So it applies to the following styles to an HTML. Display flex specifies that the container is a flex container, enables a flex context for all its direct children. Flex wrap specifies that the flex items would wrap if they exceeded the container's width. Justified content centers the flex items along the main axis. Gap a 60 pixels specifies the gap between the flex items. And the max width is 1800 pixels, specifies the maximum width of the container. Margin 0 and auto centers the container horizontal by setting its left and right margins to auto. Overall, this class is used to create a flexible container that centers its items with a gap of 60 pixels between them and a maximum width of 1800 pixels. This one was designed for PG, About, and Home for image. So for the pages About and Home, for images to line and row and have a perfect space between them. Then I wanted to create the image a little bit more to look more nicer than just flat. So I created this image CCS class. It styles an image element with a border radius of 10 pixels and a shadow with a 2 pixels horizontal vertical offset and a 10 pixel blur radius. So it gives it a nice little blur around, and it gives it a little shadow around it, the block of the image, and it rounds the corners so it doesn't look so flat. It says the width element to be 30% of its parent elements minus 60 pixels. So that I created that for that, and then a few more images here. So I got 5 minutes. I'll go quickly. I'll try to go quick as fast as I can. The table. For the table, this coded element selector that targets all the table elements in HTML document used on page 3. About on the table, it says the CCS parameter border collapse to collapse and width to 100. Border collapse removes the space between the table cells, making the table appear to have a single border, while the width 100% sets the width of the table to 100% of the available space. That's what this is for here. Set custom padding for the table headers. So I made the headers red, and then I also put the font H1, so white font on them. TD element sets the border width, style, and color of the cell border. This will apply to all the TD elements within the HTML file that references this CCS file. So the borders of the table have a 2 pixel solid black and 8 pixel padding, so space. And then some of the pages aligned to the center, but it didn't look well everything aligned to the center. So some stuff I wanted to be aligned to the left, so I created some things to align to the left. Like this code is targeting the TH elements that are directed children of the thread. The thread element, it sets the text align property of those TH elements to the left, which left aligns the text constants within those cells. The class selector in CCS, it selects all elements with the class attribute set to the left align and applies the CCS properties to them. CCS style applied, which to the list, which stands for the order list. So the list I customized as well. I wanted a different background, so I made I wanted to also be to the left because the page was some of the text was centered to the center, so I had to push it to the left, and then I wanted it to customize the background, so I did that. So this is for the form, and this is the form. This code is targeting the form element and setting some styles rules specifically. It says the width of the form and the margins. So you can see that there. And then the form group, this is the CC source for the label element. It sets the display property to the block, which means the label will start on a new line and take the full width available in its container, where the name and email part and about page. I also wanted to change the colors of that, and I customized the colors of that form by changing the labels, customizing the label. It says display property to block, which means the label will start on a new line, take the full width available in its container, where the name, email, and part in the about page. So I put the label there, and I want the fonts, to customize the fonts, and then here is the input for the text and email. I wanted it also customized, so I customized it with a little bit of shadow and a dash border. As I customize the button for, because my board, my tablet has the checkmark option. I put the checkmark option in the tablets on each one of the elements that I'm trying to promote in that table, which is the teas and the varieties of the teas, and then you check them, and then you can add them, and at the end you can buy them. So I put a button to buy. It says the CCS code for button element attribute to submit. It sets various styles of the button, such as float to the right, top, bottom margins, block display, width, padding, front size, background color, text color, border, radius, and cursor. These styles are intended to give the button a specific look and behavior when it's clicked, such as round. It's a squared one. It's a benefits list, custom backdrop, page 2. So this is where the benefits are, which was up a little earlier, and the font is a grayish color, bold, and then and then it has a background color of black, and then the footer. I also customized the background of the footer and then center it. So if we go to the web page here, home, this is what the home looks like. This is the banners, the round edges, and the shadow. This is the headliners, custom headliners, with the color, this color, and then the header titles in white and bigger than the other text. So this is the H1. Here's the H2 with a little bit of gray, and it's all the career new text. Then the custom images, and this is where I align them horizontally and with the space between them, and then the copyright footer at the bottom. So then it goes to the next page, which is this tradition. This is a different banner, and here I have the 3 images, and then it goes down to the recap of the benefits, the health benefits, and this is the list right here. And then I did the custom background with the grayish font, and then this is the kind of like a warning of to make sure you use a doctor, if you're going to take supplements. And then it goes to the about, where it talks about the it sells the who they are, the tea company, and then it has some images, and here I put 4 images in a row, and then I spaced them out, made it look nice. And then here you can see the roundness of these images, and then the shadow, and then the blur gives it like a nice 3-dimensional value to it. Then we created the list of teas. So this is the form. No, this is not the form. This is the tablet. So here in the tablet, we created the list of teas available and the description of the tea. And then at the end, you can add the teas that you want. And then you add them you hit add to the cart, and it would add them to the cart. And then here is the form where you register for newsletters and other special offers. As you could also collect information to promote your products later. So you can enter here in this dot, and then you submit, and then it resets. And that's the end of this website. And I hope you enjoyed and like the looks of it. Appreciate your time, and thank you so much.